Well, this here is the Porsche 718 Boxster. And a lot of people think that the affordable Porsche in the range is the better one than the more expensive 911. Why is that so? Well, one reason for that, of course, is that the engine is mounted centrally and not on the rear axle like the 911. So this car has better handling. That's what purists say. And also, it's a lot more affordable than the 911 really is. But what other people say, is that true? We'll find that out on the show today and take it around the BIC racetrack to figure out the answer to that question. Well, since this is the Boxster version, which means that the engine is here in the middle, you get not one but two booths, which means that it's a great car for all those airport transfers that your mother-in-law will be doing. You get one boot here, which is big enough. It can have at least 3 bags of this size, or maybe a large piece of suitcase, and there's also some space in the front for the luggage carrying capacity. Well, so here we are at the BIC, the Bull International Circuit, and we're driving the Porsche Boxster 718. Now, we always talk about the practicality bits, the bits and pieces where the bottle holders are great, the seats are comfortable, and it's a great car for practicality. But today is going to be a different kind of review. It's going to be a review about the performance of this car, because Porsches are known for their performance, and we can always talk about practicality and the bottle holders and the boot space and those mother-in-law jokes on some other day. Today is more about performance. Now, this is the entry-level Porsche, or the one just above the entry-level car, and this car retails for roughly about rupees 1 crore, which is still very expensive. But yes, considering that other cars in the range, the 911 especially, is pretty expensive, this one is of course the affordable end of the overall segment, so to say. Now, in terms of practicality, let's get that out of the way first. You have big bottle holders, and they can hold those bottles even though they are of a very funny shape, and the glove box is of a decent size, and the seats themselves are very good in terms of comfort. They have excellent side support, and the back support as well as the underside support is also very good. So that's the practicality bit done with. In terms of quality, it is a car which is excellent, because remember, this is a German car and Germans are known for excellent products, and it's no different with the Boxster. In terms of the switchgear, the materials, everything feels fantastic. So that's the end of the practicality as well as the comfort and the other bits. Talk about pure performance, because we are driving this car at the BIC inside the racetrack. This car comes with a 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine. Yes, it's a 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine, and it makes about 300 bhp of power, and all that power is transmitted to the wheels via these flappy pedals and via a 7-speed PDK dual clutch automatic gearbox. Yes, it's a dual clutch PDK automatic, so it is an excellent gearbox. It's a very quick gearbox. It's a sharp-witted gearbox. It changes gears really quickly. And the best part about this car is the fact that the engine is in the middle. It's not completely in the rear, it's not completely in the front, but it's in the middle, so the weight distribution is very even, and the chassis of this car is very well balanced. It's a fantastic chassis. And I'd like to apologize before talking about the driving bits, because I'll be using a lot of adjectives like superb, brilliant, awesome, because this is that kind of car. It really does put a smile on your face. Now, let's talk about the chassis. The chassis, as I just said, because it has the engine in the middle, it has a very nice weight distribution, even better than the 911, which has most of its weight on the rear axle. This one has a more neutral chassis. The steering wheel is more communicative and more precise than the Pythagoras theorem that you learned in school. It is just as precise, to the point, as Pythagoras theorem, and it is as precise as your school principal was when he showed your parents the report card and told you what you were not doing well. And it is a very good steering wheel. It'll really talk to you. It'll make you feel one with the car. It just feels like you're connected with the car, you're connected with the road, and it's just brilliant. Of course, you can choose various settings here. You can choose the sport mode, which really livens up things quite well. You can choose the Sport Plus mode, which makes the car even more angrier, or you can simply go to the individual setting where you can use different settings for the gearbox and the engine, or you can choose the normal mode, which is really all the mode you'll need, and the mode that most people will drive this car in on a daily basis. Now, talking about the overall agility of the car, This car, it is yellow in color, but it loves to change directions as quickly as a V does, and it's a phenomenal car. It's a perfect car to bring onto the racetrack for that track day event. It'll just put a smile on your face. Also, it is a very neutral car, and what I mean by that is that it'll make even a novice driver or an average driver, someone like me basically, feel like he's an expert. You'll find the right apex on the corners, you'll find the right cornering speeds, you'll find the right approach angles. Everything will just feel brilliant, and everything will just feel like you are an F1 driver or a racing driver. It is a phenomenal car. And let's also talk about the 2-liter petrol turbocharged engine, because a lot of people think that Porsche should have used the older engine or maybe something bigger, but I have to say that the performance is sufficient. This car goes from 0 to 100 in a little over 5 seconds, which is still in sports car territory. It just hugs the road. We've driven it on the track, we've driven it on the road today, and even on the road it is a very practical car to drive, because the suspension, even though it's slightly on the firmer side, it soaks in the bumps, and the suspension has pretty good travel. The ground clearance also is relatively pretty good, which means that if you have to take it over those bumpy speed breakers in your city, you'll manage to go over them without any issues. And it can be used as an everyday car on a daily basis. It's very practical, it's very comfortable, it is very good to drive. As I said, performance is brilliant to say the least. And why do I say that? Well, simply because the performance of this car is very good. It just takes off from the word go. There is no turbo lag, there is no wait for that turbo to kick in. It's brilliant, the steering is brilliant. And overall, what I'm trying to say is that if you're in the market for a car like this, and if you have this kind of cash lying around, just go ahead and book this car or buy this car. You won't find a better package out there. Overall, the 718 is a car which is great for everyday driving, it's great for driving on the racetrack, and it's a car which is very good in terms of performance as well. So in short, I don't know how to end this video review. I'll just say that this is a sensational car, and if you're lucky enough to have this kind of cash lying around, just go ahead and buy it. It's bye for now, and thanks for watching.